Salute, peace and power, salute. What's good? Yo. As you can see, I don't do well in the heat. And I'm a look at this. Man, y'all be letting me come live. Y'all know I need to shave, all that, man. Y'all don't tell me nothing. Y'all be having me on here looking crazy. So I'm gonna let a few people come in and get some time for some people to come through. You know, y'all know. You see this? I don't do well in the heat at all. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't like it. The sun is cool and all that, but I'm not one for the heat. What's up, V? Peace. Peace. Salute. Sassy, what's good? You gotta DM me on IG, Sassy, so we could talk about uh intake and interview process, fees and all that, so we could get you set up for anger management. That's for real. So salute, peace and power, everybody. I don't do good in the heat, especially if I got stuff on my face. Look at this, man. Why y'all don't tell me these things? Y'all have me on here looking crazy. You're not on IG. Okay, then you're gonna have to email me or so we can FaceTime, because that's usually how I conduct the sessions. You know? Salute Orlando, salute in Orlando. I don't know how y'all do it. You're in Orlando, so y'all know this is consistent for y'all. I can't do this, man. I'm a winter baby. But yeah. Sassy, you're going to email me at OT. That's Oscar Tom, the word beauty, right? otbeauty@yahoo.com. And then from there, you can do everything via Cash App, and we can do so you're not on IG, not on Facebook. Like I said, we could do it via WhatsApp. Got WhatsApp? My goodness. WhatsApp? You don't have any social media? I have something. Because Zoom is funny style. Skype is funny style too, and I like to have my sessions unbothered. You dig? Salute, LG. Was good. Doing this quick live. As you can see, I'm still moving about, shaking. Facebook Messenger video? Yes. Okay, so my Messenger. Same name on Messenger. Karim Bliz Johnson. Inbox me or hit me on Messenger. Book list. My book list. Like I said on my oh my goodness, what is it? My Facebook page, my Facebook profile. I went in, and this was the only time I did it. Black History Month. Every day I gave a different book. Some days I gave 2 or 3 books. Brown Girl, salute. Thank you, much appreciated. Some days I gave 2 or 3 books, right? But the books that I gave, Greedy Vegan, what up? The books that I gave were specific and in a specific order, because I want people to understand that when we're dealing with awakening specific spaces of our consciousness and of our awareness, we have to take steps. We can't go A, D, J, N. No, A, B, C, D. So the process will be easy to digest, and we won't have spaces where we are um, over anxious to engage. You dig? The same way the Panthers did it, same way the BLA did it, same way the BGF do it. There is specific ways that you awaken one's mind, because once you do it, there's no coming back. And once you start feeding that, um, then your mind conditions your body and your spirit to move, and then you have to manifest that physically. And those actions, right, have to be tailored in a way that you will meet the goals that you set for yourself and set for your community as well. And that's how we nation build. So I was very specific with the titles that I chose to put out there, and with the order. Any of my books, my personal books, my book is always available. You could get, and I'm gonna change the title of that. You could get Thug Love Superman, How You, A Letter from Up North. That is still on First Books or Amazon. That's my memoir that I penned, right? My second title is the All-American Justice System Handbook. That's on Amazon, Kindle, and Kindle Direct Press. The All-American Justice System Handbook is a through Z trip through the justice system from point A, which means you coming out of your home and you have thoughts of criminality, or you just happen to walk into a space and law enforcement is there and you're in that condition, right? From that point to possible arrest, right? To being arrested, to being in the precinct, to going through the initial court, whether it's an arraignment court, or depending on your town and your municipality, going straight to county, how to deal with the officers in county jail, how to deal with the fellow detainees, how to eat, how to work out, how to clean yourself, what state of mind you should be in, all the way to your pre-trial, how to deal with bail or how to get bail, how to, if you get out, what should you do while you're out on bail, lawyers, investigators, if you should blow trial or if you should go to trial, if you blow trial and go back into the court, the county system, on your way to state system. Once you get in the state system, how to act, how to speak to the doctors and medical staff, how to not deal with the police, how to not deal with specific inmates. You dig what I'm saying? All of it from A to Z. How to eat when you upstate or in the penitentiary, how to work out, who to work out with, what the law library is for, how to utilize it, parole, all the way from A, the beginning point, to Z. It breaks everything down. So that's the All-American Justice System Handbook. And again, you could download it, right? It's on Kindle, so you could read it right off of Kindle, or you could get the actual tangible book. And then I did another book, which is a coming to age story, which should have been a series. It's a small book, and that's entitled From the East, an Adolescent Account. And that's really, somewhat truthful account of adolescent life in Brooklyn, New York, in a certain time period. And that's, that book is short, but it's a coming to age joint, and the first book in the series, I believe that's only $1.99. So that's called From the East, an adolescent account. That's also on Kindle. But when we're speaking of awareness and awakening the mind, as somebody who wants to know us as a people, as a nation, and how we can get out of our conditions, I say the first book, and I always say, no matter where I'm at, the first book is always Asada by Asada Shakur, Joanne Chestnut, right? That's the first book of awareness. That's the very first book. Why? And I'll always repeat it, because it comes from a queen, from the black woman, and her perspective, right? And her struggles with not only the Black Power movement, but the chauvinism within specific structures of what was then the Black Power movement, also the liberation movement, the global, the Pan-Africanist movement, and the communist movement. So as a black woman, her perspective, and because she fought, and because she didn't only fight, she fought and she won, and she suffered extremely at the hands of law enforcement. Not only was she shot, but she was also imprisoned in a men's prison and abused while she was in the prison, and subsequently was freed and has been in exile in Cuba since then. So when somebody needs to jump into their awakening, right, their knowledge of self and where we are as a people, that is the very first book you have to read, and it will be very clear where you should stand from her eyes, from her gaze, from her vision. Because again, she was the most successful, the only person who was as successful as she was of course Winnie Mandela, right? Who also fought against insurmountable odds when it came to liberating her people, liberating our people. So those two sisters have a wealth of knowledge and information, and their perspective is great. Salute. Looking at Citizen app in Brooklyn make me feel disgusting. Yeah, listen, Citizen app, I mean, everybody tells me I shouldn't, but I was getting Citizen app notifications before Citizen app was an app, when it was just a text message coming through, because of the work I was doing. So, yeah, Citizen app would drive you crazy. But I just, I utilize it, I read it, I get the notifications, and that keeps me sharp on what's going on in certain areas of the city. That's why I really use it, not just for Brooklyn, but for all of the boroughs. And it's crazy when you intake just how much is going on within a few miles radius. You understand? Car accidents, cars flipping over, consistent fires, and just all type of craziness. And then by the time you hear the violence, it's bananas. It's bananas. But it's an effective tool. But again, back to the book list. Again, I always encourage you to read, digest, manifest, and reread again Asada by Joanne Chestnut by Asata Shakur. You gotta read that first. Don't come in here, or don't try to motivate yourself in terms of your awareness of self, right? You in NC sometimes. I mean, you in NC where? That's why I said, hit me on Messenger. Yeah, in terms of awareness of self, because if you read something that is really a book or a title that you should read at the end, at the very end, or when you're at a higher level of consciousness, if you digest one of those first, you are going to run into you're gonna run into a brick wall, right? Like a Micah Johnson, type of situation. Or this other brother, I forgot his name, Orthol or whatever, that and sure, it's another brother too. Matter of fact, it just clipped, just bust a shot at the authorities. It's a lot going on, and that's because our brothers are frustrated, don't know how to articulate themselves, don't know how to comprehend the pain that they're going through, and really there's no true leadership to show them how to process it and make proper moves as far as attacking our people. Yeah, the one that shot the cop in the head, exactly. Exactly. And that was really a domestic situation. But again, domestic situations, when you're an oppressed people, becomes very political very quickly, and it escalates. And our people are very, very off balance mentally. Mental illness, mental unbalance in the community is thick. And if we don't get a grip on it, if we don't speak to our own people, it's going to be many casualties. Many casualties. And to be perfectly transparent with you, those casualties are at the bottom. That's the, you know, the bottom basement type when we're speaking about oppression and we're speaking about people losing their lives to the enemy. It seems big because it's triggering to us. So when we watch it and we see it and it continues to come, that's the bottom basement. You have no idea what's going on in the prisons, which is also bottom basement casualties, right? Those are not even counted. You're not talking about the casualties that we suffer on the battlefields, dressed in garb for this corporation. The casualties that you see in their hospitals, in the government hospitals, through medical apartheid, and now through this jab. There's going to be numbers and numbers and millions of casualties. So again, these little triggering, I'm going to shoot a pig, I'm going to off one of these robots, I'm going to do this and that, and you end up getting clipped. That's symptomatic because of the things that we're going through. And we're gonna get a lot of those, just like the deaths in the community at the hands of the youth and the gang members and things of that nature. That we supposed to have been past that stage already, long time ago, long time ago. So again, read Asada. That's the first book. Well, it's not even offered now. What they're doing is making it mandatory without legally putting it down on paper. So if you don't get it, you won't be able to eat. You won't be able to live. You won't be able to shop. I told y'all that months ago. Like I said, people who are on my Facebook get a very different